Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Blue here, and today is going to be a little bit of a different kind of video. This will be my last multiplayer video on Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, and it's kind of sad but also kind of happy because I'm looking forward to the future and what my channel has in store. So today's video, I just want to talk about Infinite Warfare, kind of give you my opinion on it, like my review on it. So I've broken it up into 3 parts: the good, the bad, and the ugly. But before I get into that, I just want to talk about a couple things. So what does Infinite Warfare mean to me? Obviously, Infinite Warfare holds a special place in my heart because this is the game that I started my YouTube channel on, and it's been almost a year looking back at it, and that's crazy to think about, that it's been almost a year that I started my YouTube channel. That's just ridiculous to me. Now, you guys know when I created my channel, I said I love the game, gonna play it every single day. That's what I wanted to do at the time. But once DLC 2 hit, I kind of lost that lust for the game, honestly, because DLC 2, I mean, I don't know if you guys keep up with the DLCs at all, but it wasn't hyped up at all. Like, literally the trailer was released after the DLC was already released, and I didn't even know the DLC was coming out yet. It was just ridiculous. And of course, Infinite Warfare wasn't as successful as it could have been as opposed to previous Call of Duty games, but I think that's because people honestly were just tired of the movement, and that was pretty obvious. People they didn't want advanced movement. They wanted boots on the ground. They didn't get that, and people jumped on that train of fuck IW, you know what I mean? So it was just kind of, it couldn't have been as successful as it could have been, and that was right from the start as soon as they announced that it was a jetpack game. But with that being said, let's move into what was good about the game. In my opinion, I believe that the movement system was better than any other advanced movement game that we've had in the past. Advanced Warfare, I barely played that. I did not like that game at all. And then we also had Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I played that quite a bit, but the movement system was a bit jolty for me. I think the movement system was honestly perfected in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, and the developers did a good job with that. The multiplayer may not have been the best, but the campaign was absolutely phenomenal. If you didn't play the campaign, you need to. You need to play it. They put a lot of effort and time into that, and it was duly noted. If they would have done that with multiplayer, it may have been a different game. Another big thing with this game that was good is the developers were pretty active. Now, there does come a point when they're too active, but I feel like they only crossed that line a few times with some of the bigger updates that they had. But when listening to the community, they did a pretty good job about that. And also the special supply drops, that's an example of the developers doing a really good job in my opinion. And we'll talk more about that a little bit later in the video. Now, the biggest thing that was the best for me, honestly, was zombies. I loved it. I didn't start playing zombies probably until halfway through the game cycle, and I fell in love with it. I mean, Zombies in Spaceland, I grinded that EE for hours and never even finished it. Like, I've gotten close, but I can't beat it. Ridiculously fun. It's so challenging and entertaining at the same time, in my opinion. Now, I can see where the older Zombies players, they did not like it as much because it's not as gory or whatever they had in the past, but I never played previous Zombies. This was my first crack at playing Call of Duty Zombies, and I absolutely loved it, and I'm really excited for what World War II has to offer in the Zombies realm as well. Now let's talk about the bad. Leaderboards not coming out with the game, that's pretty bad. That was the biggest thing with this game, is it was an unfinished game. It just felt incomplete to me. I mean, leaderboards not coming out, there was a bunch of patches, bunch of glitches, and it just felt like an unfinished game. It's almost like it was rushed. The amount of time put into it, it just wasn't there. It just wasn't a complete game for me. And then also another bad part was, in order for that game to sell, let's be honest, it had to be sold with MWR. It had to be sold as a 2-part game, and that's pretty disappointing for a Call of Duty franchise. To have to sell 2 games for the price of 1 pretty much in order to sell your main game of the season, that doesn't look good on you. Now, with that being said, the ugly here is there was just too much. It was, if you guys follow any of my live streams or anything like that, MWR was too simplistic for me. I do enjoy playing it from time to time, but it's more fun playing with friends. But there's just too much in Infinite Warfare. Hundreds of variants. We had the Mark II prototypes come out. I don't understand the need for that. I get it's giving you extra XP, but then we also added the double XP tokens. There comes a point where you're just throwing in updates to keep adding more and more stuff, and your fan base starts to thinking that you're just in it for the money, obviously, because you're adding more stuff, and obviously people want to buy supply drops to try and get the new stuff that you've added into the game. Now, going back to the special supply drops, I do think that was good because this gave players a chance to realistically earn items in the game that you put in the game that were supply drop only. The Quartermaster feature, for example, I liked that they kept rotating guns in and out, but again, there was just too much put into the game for it to be enjoyable. In my eyes, honestly, I like to try and collect everything. I like to try and go for everything. Obviously, I don't always complete that task. That's just the nature of the beast. But when there's thousands of cosmetic items, unnecessary calling cards, accessories for weapons that are barely visible in-game, it's almost like, why do you even need that in the game? But enough of that. Let's go ahead and look to the future here. We do have Call of Duty World War II coming out quite soon, November 3rd release date. Really looking forward to that. I'm definitely going to be hitting up a lot on that game. Really excited for that, honestly. Might be uploading twice a week when that game comes out, hopefully. Looking forward to zombies on that game as well. Now you guys might be asking, Elliot, are you going to play more zombies or multiplayer? Because it was kind of split this season with Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. My plan for Call of Duty World War II is to kind of include a healthy mix. So instead of just playing strictly zombies or strictly multiplayer for 3 or 4 months, I'm going to try and integrate so that my fan base can all come together at one time and all enjoy the content that I'm putting out just as much as I'm enjoying it. So now you're asking, what are you going to do for the next month? Because obviously you said you're done playing Infinite Warfare here. I'm still going to play Infinite Warfare Zombies. Probably have 1 or 2 more live streams left in that. And now the other big thing is, guys, I don't know if you heard, but there's this nice little game out called Fortnite. And if you haven't played it, you got to download it. It's free. It's phenomenal. It's fucking great. I love the game. It's fun to play with friends. That fad may die off in a month, but by the time that dies off, I've got Call of Duty World War II. So in the meantime, I'm going to be continuing to play Crash Bandicoot, and I'm also going to continue playing Fortnite, streaming with friends. So guys, if you want to play with me, please hit me up. My PSN is in the description. But finally, guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on Infinite Warfare. Do you think it was a flop? Do you agree with me? Do you think it could have done better? Because honestly, I think the game could have done a lot better than it did, and it just wasn't marketed in the right way. But that, again, is just my opinion. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please drop a like. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Feel free to check out the rest of my content as well. And tap that bell to turn on post notifications so you can be notified when we are going live on YouTube. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Much love. Peace.